In this lecture, we will create a gauge chart. Again, a very common visual. It's very popular. The gauge chart is also sometimes called as a speedometer, and this is how it looks. It is excellent when you want to present a very important key performance indicator using this. Now, most of the new business intelligence tools like Tableau and Power BI have this feature, but if you want to do this on Excel, it requires a little bit of effort. Here we have sales for quarter one and quarter two, and we have the target as well. What we want to do is to create a balance, and I also want to create a dummy. So just think about it. The balance will be nothing but the total target minus the sum of my achievement, which means that if my quarter one was 275, then obviously the balance, I would have crossed the balance. If it is 225, then, or rather 200, then there is no balance. And if it is 100, then the balance is 100. So right now, sales Q1 is 25, Q2 is 100, and the balance is 300 minus the sum of 125, which is 175. So let me just color it differently. And we also want to create a dummy, and this dummy would be nothing but the same target value. Now let's see what happens. We want to create an achievement percentage. This is very simple. This would be the value divided by the grand target, which is 300. So if I drag it down, we will get numbers like this. We will get 8%, 33%, 58%, and 100%. So if you add up everything, you're going to get 200%, right? But we don't need 200%, we only need 100%. So we'll do a recalculated achievement percentage where I want the total to only be 100%. Very simple. We can simply divide all these numbers by 2 and we get these results 4, 17, 29, and 50. So just a quick recap, we had Q1 and Q2 sales, we calculated the balance and then the dummy. We divided all of these four numbers by the total target, and then we did a recalculation by dividing it by 2. Let's see what we can do now. I can select the four headings, the recalculated achievement percentage, and then create a donut chart. So you notice that if I put the legend, I hope this will make sense to you. The blue, orange, and gray together are combining to become 300, and the yellow is also a 300. So I hope now you have understood why we created that dummy, because we wanted to create a dummy at the bottom so that my entire 300 is represented only in the upper arc. So we don't really need this yellow part. So I can go to format and then shape fill, select white. But then this doesn't look right because we want it to rotate. So like we had done earlier, I will double click and I say that the angle of first slice should be changed. So I'll just keep on moving it till the point I reach, let's say 270%. That looks like this. This is how you create a gauge chart. Now, how does it work? Let's quickly see. Let me make this a little smaller and let's put it here. If my Q1 sales value increases to 50, do you see how the Q1 value is increasing? If it becomes 200, then you notice now the blue and orange are combining to become 300. There is no balance. So let me color it in such a manner that you understand what is happening. So my Q1 is going to be a light shade of green because it's an achievement. And I want to choose my second, which is Q2, and color it a dark shade of green. And the balance is going to be a yellow color so that we know that we are yet to achieve this number. Right now, you notice we are at 50% completion. If I make this 75, then my achievement increases and my balance decreases like this. Makes sense, right? So if I make this 125, then my achievement increases even more and my balance gets reduced. So if you go to format and rather chat design and select data label, we can also see the percentage completion. So if you notice, I can just increase the size, it tells me that Q1 is 21, Q2 is 17, and then Q3, or rather, sorry, balance is 13, and then the dummy is shown as 50 at the bottom. Now I know these numbers are not coming correctly, so we will have to figure out how to show the correct numbers. Let's see how we do this. For this, we can, let's see, double click on the numbers, and I can select the value from cells, and I can choose 42, 33, and 25 and 100 and press OK. And now you notice it is showing me both the numbers, the 42 and the 21, but we don't need the 21. So I'll click on 21 once again and make sure that the value is hidden. In fact, we'll have to do it with each one of these. So I'll hide the value, and from the last one also we hide both the value and the value here. And excellent. Now it tells us that our total achievement for quarter one is 42% of my total target for the year. Quarter two was 33%, and the balance to go is 25. And if you notice, everything works perfectly. This is a slightly different visual. It's also a little more difficult than the ones we have done earlier. So please make sure to practice this very well. You will have to do all these calculations. There's no way around it. But once you do this a few times and you understand how it works, then you will be able to recreate it in 5 minutes with any new data set that you're working with.